Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a Battle for Hyrule 2 premiere matchup. Tonight, on the left side, we have Y Colin, and on the right side, we have Deus Ex Machina, aka DES Gaming. Since this is a premiere match, it is a best of one sudden death, winner take all. The bracket is a grand total of 7 players going at it, and the winner of this match tonight will play the winner of Adirondack Rick and Babino, which will be coming up sometime in the following week. We have another matchup going on tonight for the championship bracket that will be taking place at 9:30 over on SpeedGaming 3. This race, meanwhile, will be coming up here in just a moment. I see the countdown commencing over in racetime.gg, so just wait a few more seconds and then we'll kick this right off. One thing to note is that I have an inkling of what routes our racers will be taking when they kick off here, but I'll be just as surprised as you are when the race begins. All right, here we go with the countdown. We see Colin resetting her game just before kicking off here. That's usually an indicator that they're going to attempt manipulation. We'll find out here once they leave the Woodsword Cave. And you're not late at all. Chat, we have just started. Okay, we see DEM heading on to the north, and we see Colin following right behind him. All right, so both players are going straight towards level 1, it appears. Nope, Dem's going off to the right, while Colin's going up. Let's see which way they end up going together. Okay, they're both going right, both going a la derecha, as it were. And I believe it was said pre-race that DEM at least is going for a blue ring route, so you're going to be seeing him collecting a lot of money. Not sure what Colin's route's going to be, but so far they are following each other's footsteps. Okay, so it looks like DEM's going straight for level 2. So nice little 2-4 start. Colin trying to farm a bomb. When you're farming your globals at the start of the game, the first kill you do, if it's a bomb dropping enemy, you got your 41% chance to get a bomb there. No dice for Colin. DEM starting off in level 2. Colin not far behind, also in level 2, so you're going to see our racers trying to gather money and hopefully bombs. DEM's passing the Guerrilla room there. Usually you can stop there for some bombs, because if you kill one Guerrilla, all 5 of them will disappear at the same time. Colin just a couple rooms behind now. Colin actually going for that kill, so killed the ringleader there. Didn't get any bombs, unfortunately. And DEM currently taking out the Moldorms, and actually going to leave and rejoin the room to finish off the enemy. Colin got a couple 5 rupees there, so good start in the money. If you didn't know, when you kill part of a mini-boss, like let's say 1 eye of a Digdogger out of the 3 eyes, or 1/2 of the Moldorms, you leave the room and come back, and the room, or the boss will be considered dead. So it's a free clear, essentially, at the cost of a little bit of time. Yeah, neither runner having any bombs yet. This last Guerrilla room will have a guaranteed bomb drop. Oh no, DEM takes a death to a boomerang to the back, so he'll be waltzing through level 2 again. But this Guerrilla room indeed will drop bombs. Colin actually got herself an extra $5 and the bombs, and now she'll see how the Dongo treats her. Meanwhile, DEM's making his way back up through level 2. Level 2 is not a super long dungeon, but this is a perfect demonstration of, even though 2 first routing is generally a more consistent route, it's not a free route. 3 boomerangs to the back and you're a goner, because you only have 3 hearts at the start here. Colin, first player to grab a Triforce and out of level 2. We'll see where she goes as DEM makes a retread of level 2 here. He'll get a little extra money which can be beneficial. If he gets to a certain amount, he may be able to skip one of the overworld secrets, depending. But he actually is going to exit with about 17, it looks like, plus whatever he picks up here. Colin getting herself a 30 secret, meanwhile. And now we'll see how Dodongo treats DEM. Okay, nice and clean. Exits with a full pack of bombs. Note that Colin only had, I believe, 6. She just used one to open up another 30 secret there. And now DEM has his first Triforce. Right. Of course, in addition to money, we're going to see our players gather health. This is true of any percent route, because eventually both players will be grabbing that magical sword. Even if you're on the fastest route for this category, you're going to grab the magical sword. It's just flat out faster. You can watch the tool-assisted speedrun for a technical fastest route on wood sword, but it's a tool-assisted speedrun. You're not going to be seeing regular runners doing that. And we see Colin now headed right up to the white sword cave, has to fight off this blue Lionel. Gets right around it, and off she goes to get her white sword. White sword only takes 5 hearts to grab, and it doubles your combat power with your sword. Affects both the sword itself as well as the beams. The beams carry the damage of the sword. So very handy to have in this kind of 2 first route here, because it can speed up combat in a lot of dungeons, and it's generally, it's more optimal. Of course, everything comes at the cost of time, but accepting that, you have yourself speedier, more consistent combat, because everything effectively has half health. All right, we see a little deviation in the route here. DEM taking the 100 secret in the top right corner of the map, while Colin has grabbed her white sword and is now headed down to level 1. There are 3 100 rupee secrets throughout the world in First Quest. And the blue ring is the most expensive item in the game, costing 250 rupees, and you can carry a max of 255. So not cheap, but it halves the damage done to you. An excellent resource for runners that are newer to the game. I'm curious to see where DEM's going. Might be buying a blue candle here. Yeah, he's going into that cave. So Colin, meanwhile, is in level 1, getting a key from the right room, and then heading on up. And she'll be heading for the bow in the back. We'll get another 5er there. Getting lots of 5ers. Always good. Meanwhile, DEM's headed down the ladder. He's not going straight to level 5. I don't blame him. I wouldn't do that in this situation. He's going to go left, right, left to go to the white sword cave to pick himself up his own white sword. Meanwhile, Colin picking herself up a key. And then headed up to the back of level 1 where she'll acquire her bow. All right, we see Colin clearing out, getting another key. Just both players gathering resources in the first couple levels here before they gear up to get even more equipment, before they start tackling some of the more complex levels that the game has to offer. So Colin grabbing her bow, and DEM making his way through the overworld, trying to stay alive, getting a couple hits, getting a heart back, no sweat. Should probably have mentioned, too, regarding the death roll in this category. It didn't really come up because DEM was going back anyway, but if you die within a dungeon, you have to return the room that you died in eventually at some point during your run. In the case of DEM, he only had to go back to the room he was going to anyway, so there was no deviation from his routing. But if he, for example, got the recorder in level 5 and then died on the way back, he would have had to go on all the way back there, even though there was no benefit for them to do that. All right, Colin's about to wrap up level 1 here. Only a couple hearts left, but she has the white sword. Takes only 3 hits to take down Aquamentus. Down Aquamentus goes, and Colin is out, just as DEM enters level 1. And Colin with 2 Triforces to her name now. DEM right behind her, but DEM did do a bit more overworld stuff, but also took the death in level 2. So I would say Colin's ahead by a little bit right now. 1 extra Triforce and having about equal resources. The only thing DEM had ahead of her is the extra 100 secret. Now we see... Oh, I'm sorry. DEM also has the blue candle. That is something that Colin's not acquired yet. So she is going right up into this cave here to get some extra money. Since the players have to get to about 250 rupees if they're going for blue ring route, which I know at least DEM is. They have to do a lot of extra money gathering in the overworld for 30 secrets, 100 secrets, what have you. Now it looks like Colin is making her way to level 3. She was going to take a scroll there, then decides to walk through the rest of the path, while DEM's making his way back to the bow room in level 1. Alright, now armed with 6 hearts and the white sword, Colin's going to head into level 3 here. This is somewhat more appropriate in terms of the game's design for the amount of equipment that you quote-unquote should have when entering the 3rd level of the game. The only thing missing really would be the white sword. Or, I'm sorry, not the white sword, but the blue ring. So, you'll see enemies die here a little bit faster. Dark Notes will only take 2 swings instead of 4. If she has to sword down Manhandla, each of the limbs will only take 2 hits instead of 4. Keys will only take 1, because keys always take 1, unless you're playing randomizer, which we're not doing in this tournament. So, she's making her way to the left side to go get her raft, and keys and extra goodies, while DEM's making his way over to the right side of level 1 to pick up his second Triforce. I agree, Tharkus. Beefy 1 hit point enemies are just a massive pain to deal with. Same with big hit point gels. They're supposed to die in 1 hit, and because they don't actually suffer recoil, the keys in particular, when you hit them with your sword, it's just so painful. Meanwhile, DEM's making his way out of level 1, grabbing his second Triforce piece of the game, while Y-Colin getting herself the raft. We'll most likely see DEM head a similar trajectory to what we saw Colin did, headed down toward the bottom left of the map here to get to level 3. Yeah, gels are not friendly at high health. They're not friendly at 1 health either. There are rooms in this category where they can just ruin your day, mostly by ruining your count. Okay, we're seeing DEM burning a bush here to get himself more money. You know, what else is new? So, another 30 secret to his name there. Then we'll see him. He's probably going to go for blue ring now, I bet. Getting it before 3 is wise. If you're going to get it, you're going to enjoy its protection in one of the more challenging dungeons in the early game. So getting himself an extra heart because it's on the way, so he'll be able to more optimally route to get his 12 hearts prior to getting the magical sword. Alright, here comes Manhandla for Colin. First bomb nabs 1. Only has 2 hearts left to her name. Oh, nails it. Manhandla is down. She's out of level 3. Alright, we see DEM on his way over to getting the... Oh no, going to level 3. I was thinking he was going to go for the 100 secret here in the Deadwoods and then go get his blue ring, but nope, he's going to tackle level 3 first. He does have 7 hearts, which is 1 more heart than what Colin had in level 3, and he also has the white sword, so we'll see how he fares while Colin makes her way to, I'm guessing, level 4. Yep, going straight up, taking a little right on the raft, and then level 4 is right there for her. Meanwhile, we see DEM using the white sword to his advantage, getting a key that you usually don't get in the no-up bay route, especially at the start of the game, because the Zols take multiple hits, they split up, you have to kill the gels. But with the white sword, they go down in 1 hit. I see him take out a couple Dark Notes with a bomb, gonna take out this 3rd one here to get an extra bomb pack, and bomb that wall for his trouble, so he leaves the first factor there with 8 bombs. Colin making her way up through level 4 now, getting through the first couple of rooms. She took a hit at some point, but she's building her count back up. The white sword is really nice versus the Zols, because them not splitting up into gels is really advantageous, because they can split up into chaotic patterns, which can, like I said earlier, just ruin your day here. Right, bomb in the NSU, perhaps trying to make a force, depending on what her count is. There we go, there's a bomb drop. DEM taking out the 2nd factor, while Colin has to go chase a red keys, who's floating around the N right now. There we go, goes down now. So, taking that one out to get her count elevated and to open the door on the right there. Now for some breakfast. White sword again coming into play, taking out those Zols easily. Got $5 more to her name, and then needs to clean out the last pancake. DEM's got himself the raft, making his way up to the back half of 3, and to go tackle Manhandla. Colin clearing her count there on purpose with the bubble to start building it up for the back half of level 4. Ideally, you want to have a force bomb drop in the final room with 5 fires so you can beef up your bomb count as you exit the dungeon. Right, Colin's got to be a little, DEM's got to be a little careful here. He's heading to manhandle of just 1.5 hearts, picks up the map for good luck. First bomb pretty solid, and second bomb down. All right, gets his bombs back too, exits the full pack, got 3 Triforces now. All right, Colin opting to skip the error key, which is the key where you go up, right, and down to pick up in order to build your count further. She has opportunity to get other keys, same with DEM in this 2-forced route, so you can save yourself a little time there. So she's just sorting down all the Vires, no problemo. Now she gets to go face Gleeok. Meanwhile, DEM is now headed to the Deadwoods 100 secret there. Get himself maximum amount of rupees to carry, and then he'll be picking up his blue ring here momentarily. Meanwhile, Colin making short work of the Gleeok. Again, the white sword, probably the biggest edge is that fight right there. Instead of 16 hits to kill the Gleeok, you cut that in half. So she makes it out. 8 hearts to her name, 4 Triforces to her name. She's halfway done with the overworld. All right, we got DEM making the big fancy purchase for the big fancy blue ring. You can basically consider him having 16 hearts right now. It's effectively what it works out to. All right, while Colin is going to do some shopping herself, she has 159 rupees right now. So she is likely getting her meat and her arrows. All right, we see DEM scrolling across the little river there, making his way up to level 4. So DEM does have his blue ring now, and it set him back a little bit in terms of time, in addition to the death he took in 2, compared to Colin's lack of blue ring strat. So she had to get, far fewer rupees, so she has the advantage there. And she'll be making her way now towards level 7. So the closest one there. She will need bombs, so I think she's farming for some right now. Meanwhile, DEM has a party going on in the Vire room. Just red keys everywhere. You can clip in that room, but it is challenging if you don't know the layout, and block clipping in the dark is something you have to get used to. He opted to go around through the diagonal blocks, and so he had a lot of Vires in his way. Okay, so no level 7 yet for Colin. Even if she does have the bait, I think she technically does have everything she needs, but she's getting up some extra hearts first. And then she'll probably go to level 5. Oh, what am I saying? She can't go to level 7 yet. She doesn't have the recorder. You need the recorder to open up the level 7 dungeon. In my brain, when you're going shopping, you have the recorder in your pocket, because the normal route is you do level 5 before you head into the Deadwoods and do your shopping like that. My bad. So she's got her extra hearts, and now she'll be proceeding to level 5 most likely. Meanwhile, DEM is cleaning up the breakfast room. He's taking a couple bubble hits, which has slowed him down a little bit, but he has plenty of bombs to his name, which is good. And with that blue ring, he can tank quite a lot of damage at this point. So he's grabbing his ladder with 666 on his rupees, keys, and bombs count. Yep, John, you're correct. I caught myself too when I was saying that. I was like, wait, she doesn't have the recorder yet. She can't go there yet. Or she can, but she could just observe the lake in tranquility and not really do anything with it. All right, so off to level 5, Colin goes. DEM does a ladder clip to make it across the double river there. And make his way towards Gleeok. Colin, meanwhile, is making her way to the funnest room in the game, the recorder room. 6 blue dark nuts, 8 HP. She has 5 bombs of combat, but also a white sword, which is a bit more of an edge than us wood sword fighters here. So they'll go down in 4 hits instead of 8. But of course, bombs is the most optimal. She hasn't gotten hit, so she likely has a count. We'll see how she fares, while DEM takes out Gleeok. Okay, get some damage there. Got some sword. Takes a hit, unfortunately. So if she had a count, she no longer has one. But she's getting a lot of good sword damage in. Meanwhile, Gleeok posed no threat to DEM. It makes it out of level 4, no problem. Colin doing a pretty good job here, not taking hits. Fighting Darkness. Ooh, takes a couple hits there. Spoke too soon. My bad. Mostly fighting Darkness the way you ought to, which is staying a full tile ahead and stabbing above or below, because you can stab and get out of the way before they have a chance to touch you. So, has 5 hearts left to make her way the rest of the way through level 5. DEM going across the overworld now. Making his way over. Probably going for the last 100 secret, because he still needs to buy his bow and his meat. Nope, there he goes. So now you know where all 3 of the 100 secrets are in this game, in First Quest. So we got Colin making her way through the back half of level 5 now. Backtracking, going to pick up an extra pack of bombs here. Just has to pull a little pickpocket maneuver here from the Gibdo, or just take him out. It's true, with the white sword, doesn't take nearly as long. Oh yeah, we got DEM picking up a potion out of one of the heart caves here. This is a heart cave you don't typically visit, and if you remember, he got an extra heart container from another heart spot earlier, so he could potentially take a second one too, if he takes one of the heart containers from another spot that we usually grab a heart from. So he'll be going along the coast to get a couple more heart containers, and then after he completes the next level, he will have 12, so he'll be able to pick up his magical sword. Colin will have 1 extra heart container to pick up after level 5 here, and then she'll have enough for magical sword for her route. Alright, Colin just a couple rooms away, just has to dodge some Gibdos, dodge some Pole's Voice, and then she'll be able to tango with Digdogger. And again, White Sword combat means only 2 extra sword strokes if she drops a bomb to deal the initial blow to her. Yep, there's the bomb drop, menuing over. Weaken Digdogger down to tiny form, and then 2 swings will do it. There we go. Took some damage, but no sweat. At a level 5. Speaking of, DEM's right on his way. He's going up the ladder here, as opposed to going up, up, up the mountain. He will be doing a nice little clip to save himself some time walking. Right, Colin making her way to level 3 using the Recorder's Whirlwind, and now she has all of her gear required for finishing the game. She has the arrows, she has the meat, so she's right on her way to level 7, and now she can actually do more than just stare at the lake, which is what I thought she was going to do before, before she actually got her coast tarts. So now she'll go into level 7, and she has all the heart containers and all the other prerequisites before tackling level 6, 8, and 9. So she has quite the edge right now over DEM, who's currently trying to clip his way through the diamond staircase. Usually, of course, you have to clear the room in order to open the diamond staircase, but we block clip so we don't have to fight yet more dark nuts. So he's trying to get himself a line there. There he goes, makes it in without taking a hit. That's great. Keeps his beams, keeps whatever his count is. So we have Colin actually going around a ways to pick up some bombs as she makes her way through level 7. Instead of bombing straight up and walking right into the river room, which he's in now. So again, with White Sword, these blue Gorillas, which usually take a bunch of sword swings, only take 3. Same amount as if you were using arrows. So they can go down without too much fuss here, which makes this room a lot less stressful. Anyway, we've got DEM taking out a couple blue Dark Nuts so far. Got half of them down. Now he's working on sorting out the rest. Just 1 more to go. Plenty of health. Reminder, he has about 12 hearts to his name right now because he has the blue ring. Now he has 8. Alright, made his way through. Going to collect his recorder. While Colin is going to feed the beast. Alright, Colin into the part of level 7. Past the hardest part of level 7 casually, where the game finally gives you the map. If you don't know what to do with Grumble Grumble, you're going to be searching level 7 for a long time. Alright, so the rest of level 7 now is going to be dodging a lot of Gorilla Boomerangs. If you don't have your candle yet, you'll be picking up your red candle here, which is what Colin's about to do. And then it's just not getting grabbed by Wall Masters and making it to the end. Meanwhile, DEM's making his way to the back of level 5, so he's going to do a little pickpocketing of his own, or just, slaying the target and picking up the rewards after the fact. All good. Got 6 bombs now, so he'll probably get some Dodongo bombs here after the Skipto room if they don't just give him an extra bomb. Oh, speaking of, gets the Skipto Dodongos now and leave level 5 with all of his bombs intact. He's got to be a little careful. He does have a potion in his pocket, so he has 2 full refills at his disposal. Likely he wants to save those for the end game, of course. Colin, meanwhile, taking out another Dig Dogger, 2 bombs, no sweat. And we'll continue making her way through the labyrinth that is level 7. And now for some Wall Masters. Meanwhile, DEM down to half a heart, 1 hit left. He's probably going to hang on to his potion for a little bit, but he's got to be careful, also he'll be making the trip again. There are known routes through most of these rooms that are relatively safe, but you still got to be careful. Be watchful. This game's all about reading and reacting to the enemy movement. Colin got herself a clock, but all the Wall Masters had already spawned, so she wasn't left in the scenario of having to either fish out Wall Masters from the walls or just exit the room and join back in. She gets even more bombs, so she has even more to leave with level 7. That's always excellent. Alright, now Colin will collect her level 7 Triforce, and DEM had drunk his potion, it appears, and now he'll be taking out Dig Dogger here. A couple sword swings, and we'll get his level 5 Triforce. And yes, I also previewed the leaderboards, and I don't believe either runner has a time in this category. Their qualifier times were as follows. Colin had a 37:44 for her qualifier, and DEM had a 44:31 for his qualifier. So, with 12 hearts, and with just 3 dungeons to go before level 9, Colin will be making her way to the graveyard to pick up a very powerful magical sword. You have to have at least 12 hearts in order to pick it up in either quest, and her attack power will effectively double. If you had the wood sword here, you would be quadrupling your attack power, because the magical sword does 4 hearts of damage, 4 hit points, same as bombs do. Meanwhile, we have DEM doing his shopping for arrows and bait. That's why he grabbed the 3rd 100 secret. So he has more than enough money to finish the game now. Same with Colin, who has 18 effectively arrows now. That's right, Colin does have a bit of a lead. DEM does have to complete level 7 at this point before catching up to get the magical sword and get to level 6. But anything can happen in a race. Alright, Colin getting herself some bombs at the start of level 6 there, and we'll be making her way up, up, and up, while DEM goes down, down, and to the left. It's important to note that Colin does not have a potion, and she does not have the blue ring either, so especially in these ladder dungeons where enemies can do up to 4 hearts of damage depending, that health can shrink really fast. Here comes first magical breakfast for Colin. Got 2 oranges, 2 blues, and 3 pancakes. And some eggs floating around. Now you know why it's called Magical Breakfast. So avoiding those bubbles, which will just stall for time. They take away your sword for a few seconds, but they don't do any damage. Clears that up. Still has 11.5 hearts, plenty. Meanwhile, we got DEM in the river room right now, taking out Garias and Keith with the white sword. Making short work of them. Keeping his beams. Staying safe right there on the river, sitting on his ladder. We have Colin tearing it up in level 6 right now, as well, clearing out some buyers before she goes into Magical Breakfast 2. Alright, gets hit by a bubble, so she has to chill for a second with her sword. Takes 1 hit, not end of the world, she's at full health. Got some extra bombs there, so she's going to drop 1. And start clearing out the last of the whiz robes. Now it's just the pancakes. In level 7, we just got past Grumble Grumble with DEM, making his way into the back half. Now he has the blue candle, so he'll save a bit of time on Colin here in 7 at least, because he doesn't have to dip down for the red candle, which will also make his spawns better in the Wallmaster room. They spawn in a more advantageous way if you don't dip down into the red candle thing. Cave. Alright, Colin into the penultimate room, headed up to what is the most difficult boss in the game, Goma. And it's gone. That joke never gets old. All right, Colin has her level 6 Triforce. She just has levels 8 and 9 left to go. DEM almost gets a smoke there from a Dodongo, but instead is going to feed the Dodongo 2 bombs, unfortunately. You need at least 1 bomb to clear. Okay, there he goes. He gets himself a reset. He has 4 bombs. I wonder if he'll keep going or sit here. Dodongos never, ever cooperate. There you go. So you got 6 there, and you get the bomb drop in this room, which I honestly did not know was there. So he has a full pack of bombs. He can use it in this room. He can save them for level 6. He does not want to touch that clock. Okay, he touched the clock, but that might be the last Wallmaster. We got Colin headed into level 8. Meanwhile, she gets to fight some Dark Nuts. With the magical sword and toe, they only take 2 sword swings. And you definitely want to take a fireball versus getting touched by them. They'll do 2 hearts of damage. Right, there she goes, and there goes the first one. While DEM takes out Aquamentus level 7 version and gets out of level 7 himself. So he has full health now, or full 12 hearts, I should say, so he can head right into the graveyard to get his magical sword and head towards level 6. Colin taking out the blue Dark Nuts here in the second Blue Lagoon. 1 more Dark Nut. Fewer fireball turrets, but because they are placed in the center of the room, it makes this room more complicated to fight and not take damage in. Those fireballs can reach you a lot more quickly. They're harder to react to in general, despite there only being half the amount of turrets. But Colin shows us how it's done. Gets out of there with most of her health intact. DEM, meanwhile, picks up his own magical sword as he makes his way over to level 6. Alright, Colin off to fight the most complicated Gleeok in the game. Has 4 heads to slay, although with magical sword, it's 3-2-2-2 in terms of number of sword swings. Couple fireballs, but no biggie. Grabbed a little extra health. Now she'll be on her way to level 9. DEM, meanwhile, in the Belfry, going to take out some keys before making his way up to the first magical breakfast. I got a little lag here on Colin's screen. We're going to wait for that to resolve. Meanwhile, we got DEM taking out Magical Breakfast 1, gets blocked by an egg, going to use bombs to keep fighting despite his sword being temporarily disabled. With the blue ring in his possession, the blue Wizrobes are only going to do 1 heart of damage to him, and the 4 damage Wizrobe beams from the orange ones will only do 2, so that'll definitely save him up in certain spots. Alright, DEM going up and around and dropping a bomb and going the faster way through 6. If you don't have any bombs, you have to go up north and you have to fight an extra Gleeok. It is known as the Gleeok of Shame. Alright, we got Colin's stream back, it looks like, so I'm going to switch back to her audio. And she's making her way up to level 9. Got Magical Breakfast 2 for Colin, using bombs and sword for combat to speed things up. Gets a clock, which will help him clean their clocks as he clears out the rest of the second Magical Breakfast without having to worry about taking any additional damage. Alright, got 1 blue Lionel here out of the way. Colin has just enough bombs to clear out the rest of level 9 to get all the requisite bomb walls. She currently has no extra bombs for combat, but there are several opportunities to obtain more through this last level here. It is her race to lose now in this sudden death best of 1 match here in the Premier Tournament bracket. Got DEM going to take out the hardest boss in the game, gets a fairy to speed up his refill time, while Colin makes her way around the spiral of pancakes in level 9. So DEM will use the whistle to get his way over to level 8 and see if he can't make up some ground. We got Patra 1 here. Not a required fight. You can waltz right by it, but you can also play it safe and take it out. And the extra benefits of taking it out is, 1, you get a free bomb pack here, and 2, if you have to revisit this room for any reason, the bosses stay permanently dead, so you don't have to fight it again. Right, Colin makes short work of Patra 1 and gets the bomb pack, and now heads off to the next room. Right, she clears out 1 orange Gleeok, gonna try taking out the rest. Narrowly dodges an orange beam that would have been pretty damaging if she had gotten hit by it, but she actually gets a fairy there. I believe that was off an orange Wizrobe too, which means she had her count built up to 16, which makes sense after clearing the Patra without taking a hit. DEM, meanwhile, taking out some blue Dark Nuts here in Blue Lagoon 1. Using the blue ring, the magical sword, some blue bombs, getting out of there with only 4 hearts lost. He's off to the second Blue Lagoon. Colin going to be facing Patra 2 here. Let's see what she does. She's going to attempt a clip. Make it through. Extra sword. No damage. Nice. And she's making her way up to her first seed now. One of the more fun rooms in this combat-laden level 9 here. Right, she has a few bombs to use. She got herself that extra bomb pack, and that's exactly where it comes in handy. Meanwhile, Blue Lagoon 2 is there, and it's gone. And DEM has made his way through. 1 last blue Wizrobe defeated. Now, Colin can grab herself the almighty Silver Arrow, the secret weapon in defeating Ganon. Unlike certain sequels to this game, there is no workaround. You have to have the Silver Arrow to kill Ganon in this game. Oh, that's bad luck on DEM's part. He just used his last bomb, misplaced it, so now he doesn't have a way to get into the final Gleeok room. He now has to revert back to the previous room where there's a known bomb drop on the floor. Right, Colin's going to try and reverse clip here. Almost gets it. Is going to reset the room so that she doesn't have to deal with blue Wizrobes accosting her. Okay, in and out again. Meanwhile, DEM gets himself the bombs that he needs in order to finish the rest of level 8. There we go. Now Colin gets the reverse clip and is making her way to the back half of level 9. Not too many rooms to go, but with green tunic and no potions, she basically just has to stay alive. As correct. In Link to the Past, there is a brief moment of vulnerability as Ganon is warping around where you can spin hit him, and it takes 12 hits with the Tempered Sword in order to take him out. And despite that being a lot longer than 4 silver arrows, because you don't have to go get the silver arrows, it's a much quicker bout. DEM has himself the level 8 Triforce, and now he'll be on his way to level 9. While in the trap room, Colin is using bombs to her advantage because she just has so many bombs at this point. She only needs 1 more bomb wall to help take out the rest of those. She gets some beneficial heart drops. She's up to almost 8. So now she just has Patra 3 and Ganon between her and the princess. Right, Orange Wizrobe's not in her way here, so no spike trap boost damage to take. She'll clip her way through the diamond staircase. Now just 2 bosses remain. Let's see how she takes out P3 here. So opting for the safer strat to conserve her health. There is a faster strat, but it does require a lot of potential health sacrifice. And at this point, it's just a game of staying alive. Alright, down goes Patra 3. Now it's just Ganon. As DEM is hot on her heels right in level 9. If she dies here, then he'll have a lead. Okay, first hit. Ganon to the right. Second hit. Easily executed strategy. Up and down, dodging fireballs. And there's the 4th hit. There's the silvers. Ganon goes down. and why Colin will be taking this game and the set. And Colin finishes this race with an official time of 37 minutes and 59 seconds. Only 15 seconds off of her qualifier time. All right, we got DEM here through the spiral of pancakes on his way over to Patra 1. We'll see if he's most likely going to farm for bombs. He only has one left, and you need a lot more than that. All right, no beam, so he has to get all up in Patra's face here. Will not lock the pattern in infinite expanding mode, so takes it through without taking too much damage and gets a heart for his troubles too. Now into the next room he goes. Alright, opts to go south here in the room. Takes out some of the oranges. The most damaging things in here, at least in single damage hits. And the blue goes down. Got most of his health, and he continues. So with 4 bombs left to his name, I believe he has enough to finish the game. He has the silver arrow room, the trap room, the room past the trap room. Yeah, he should have enough. Of course, bombs will speed up your combat, but in terms purely of just being able to finish, that's the bomb count that you require. Right? Gets through the diamond clip without any trouble at all, does not take any damage. Well done. Making his way up to reverse C. Alright, let's see how he fares. Wiggling around, trying to stay in that narrow corner. He does have a potion. Ideally, if you can take out all the wizards in that corner, it's less of a walk to the stairwell, but they didn't cooperate in terms of teleporting, so he had to walk his way around. Taking a couple bubble hits instead of taking extra damage to preserve his health. Gets a heart back and clears out the room, and he's going to collect the silver arrows. Then he'll make his way back to P2 and up towards the back half of level 9. Should point out that all of the runners of this game make level 9 look way easier than it actually is. There are tons of rooms in level 9, and if you don't know exactly where you're going to get lost in one-way areas where the door shuts behind you and doesn't open. Just dead ends entirely, and it's just, well, hope you brought everything you need. Meanwhile, we got some clip action here. The blue wizard's not giving him an easy time. He's getting low on health. Narrowly dodges some deadly beams. Well, I guess not deadly because blue ring. Just needs to make his way out of here. We saw Colin repeatedly just exit and re-enter the room. This is the reason, because the blue wizard will just make a giant mess. Eventually, he just kills them all, though. And gets a fairy. We won't be seeing second quest in this particular race tonight, but we do have a second quest bracket going. Or I should say, Swiss, I think, because of the number of entrants. As part of the tournament. That is a good question. I think it is public. Let me see. While DEM makes his way into the trap room. Alright, down low health, but he has that potion in his pocket. It's his last potion, but he has a few more rooms to go. And I'm not sure. Okay, John Taben's hooking us up. I was trying to finagle the links myself, John, and I didn't want to share the ones that let people like sign up for commentary because that wouldn't be appropriate. All right, he took a hit there in the room past the trap room, but he has plenty of health now for the last 2 spots of the game. Just has to clip through his diamond here. All right, on to P3. He's going to take it safe up on the left here to stay out of the way of those satellites. Just has to clear the rest of them in P3 itself. Satellites each take 2 hits with the magical sword and 3 once you make the blue one vulnerable. All right, for the second time tonight, here's Ganon. Okay, DEM guessed right there. No dice. A hug from Ganon will do 2 hearts with the blue ring. Each fireball deals half a heart. That bottom left corner where he's in right now is about the safest spot in this fight. You can just wait, dodge fireballs, because he'll always eventually there. And there we go. Ganon is down. DEM making his way to Zelda. Get your GGs out in chat. All right, DEM finishes with an official time of 43 minutes and 51 seconds. Which is a tournament PB for him. His qualifying time was 44:31. Yep, John Taman is correct. There is currently a no-up and a best-of-3 match going on right now on SpeedGaming 3. As this was a premier bracket match, this was a best-of-1, so Colin gets to advance and face off the winner of Adirondack Rick versus Bobino, which is a match that will be taking place in the near future. Looks like we have our runners here joining us in the commentary booth here. Good games to you both.
Oh, thank you. Sorry I couldn't have put on a little cleaner run. That death early in 2 kind of set the whole tone for me, but well. But yeah, GG, Colin. Good luck.
Hey, thank you for race.
It was a...
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's a solid race performed by both of you. Yep, so it was similar routes at the start. DEM, you and Colin both took out level 2 first. Yeah, you said that you took the death there, which put you back a little bit. Then you went and got your blue candle and were getting more money. Colin did not go get the blue ring, so she had fewer spots of getting money in the overworld and just played an overall solid run.
Gotcha. Yeah, I kind of had some trepidations about, joining the tournament, being as new as I am and still running the blue ring route, but I'm really glad I did it because if nothing else, it showcased a little bit different route and shows that if anybody's looking to get into running this game, you can pick up this route pretty easily. I've only been practicing it for a couple of... Honestly, I've probably only practiced it for a couple of weeks. I first started doing it at the beginning of the year, and then I got tied up with a randomizer tournament, and then I just started back up again the last couple weeks for this tournament. And, I'm 40 years old now. If you would have told 8-year-old me that, in 30 plus years time, I would beat this game in under 45 minutes, I would have thought you were crazy because it used to take us all-nighters with a Nintendo Power magazine, learning where all the secrets and stuff were. So,
yeah, that's
really,
right.
I'm really happy that I went ahead and signed up for the tournament and went through with it.
Well, we're very happy you joined, and you're right. We do get spoiled watching all of these really talented runners complete the game super fast, but you still beat the game in under 45 minutes. That's still really impressive and better than you think about more than 99% of the world's population playing the game.
Yeah.
So, Colin, how did you think your run fared this time around? I noticed that you got a pretty close time to what your qualifying time was.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really good. And I think DEM, you actually beat your qualifying time by a little bit.
Yeah, I think I was a few seconds faster. And it's I just right before this, I had a 41-minute run, which is my current PB. I'm shooting to break the 40-minute mark. So I was hoping to build off that 41-minute run, but that death basically sealed that off.
Yeah, it's tough, especially in a race where you can't just reset and try again. that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm confident you'll get sub 40 like in no time at all. And then before you know it, you'll be doing 3 first. You won't even think about the blue ring or any of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And I won't lie, I did nerves did get to me a little bit there on a couple of those block clips that I was once you fail that first one, then it's like then you start, getting antsy and
Yeah, that reverse block clip after the silver arrow, you both were having trouble with it at the end. It's the most nerve-wracking clip at the game because you just got your silvers. It's about 2 minutes to go, and a lot of the times you're on PB pace, or in this case, you're on you're playing in a tournament race, and it's like you just need to make that reverse clip. It's so easy when you're practicing it, but then when you get to it, it just becomes the hardest thing in the world. DEM, you were sticking it out in the room. Colin was actually exiting the room and basically resetting it so that the whiz ropes would leave her alone when she was trying it. But yep, she made it through and then got her way to Ganon and rescued a princess.
Nice.
All right. Any final comments from either of you?
No, like I said, just want to thank everybody for that put the work in to put together these tournaments. I'm adminning a tournament right now myself, and it's a lot of work. So thank you to everybody behind the scenes. Thanks to SpeedGaming for the restream. Thank you for commentary, and thanks Colin for a good race.
Thank you for all. I the best in the next race. Thank you.
Yeah, wish you good luck in that, Colin. Like I said, you'll be facing either Adirondack Rick or Babino, and they'll be having their tournament race this Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So after that race concludes, you will know who your next opponent will be. Alrighty, so I believe that'll do it for this race tonight. So thanks everybody for watching. And like we said, we have another Battle of Hyrule tournament race going on right now. Best of 3, any percent no open A. We have that's happening over on SpeedGaming 3. So zip on over there if you want to catch more Zelda action. Until then, see you around.